North Korea. To an outsider, this secretive state doesn't really make a lot of sense. In fact, to prove this point, quite a few activities and pleasures most of us indulge in on a daily basis are off limits in Kim Jong-un's country. From clothing to haircuts to travel, the state controls pretty much everything. Step out of line in North Korea and as you'll see, the man will come and take you away. So, comrade, be sure to pay attention to our video and answer our quiz that will be asked during it. We expect every citizen to do their part and get the answer correct. As always, we need to know that you are with us, so make sure you press that subscribe button so we can continue to send you the best daily propaganda. We mean videos. Let the spectacle commence! Sightseeing. Every year, millions of people take a break from work and head out on vacation. If you're like us, even a weekend road trip can be a nice way to briefly escape the office or the bustle of the city. Hopping in the car, you can drive pretty much anywhere, on any highway or down any side road as you explore the vast countryside. In fact, traveling around and taking pictures of pretty much anything is a standard and legal activity. This is not the case in North Korea. Tourists who travel to the authoritarian state are not free to do what they want. You are allowed to travel only down permitted roads and always with some form of guide who is sanctioned by the government. See a nice landscape you'd like to take a picture of? Don't even think about it. Odds are anything with a camera was confiscated before you left the hotel, and taking pictures of most things in North Korea is off limits. Stray from the state-permitted travel routes or snap some unsanctioned photos and you'll likely be fined and spend a good chunk of your time being questioned, if you're lucky. Religion. Freedom of religion is something most of us take for granted. After all, you can go to a church pretty much anytime, anywhere. You can carry your own copy of religious text, like a Bible or Quran, and even talk openly about religion to others in your home or in a public place. This is something which is totally legal and common in most countries. Then there's North Korea. Since the state is officially communist, it should also be atheist and care little about religion. Not so much. You see, over the past decade, more than one person has been arrested and imprisoned for religious reasons. For instance, visiting pastors have been held because they were believed to be trying to convert North Koreans or spread dissent. One man was even arrested and held after he left a Bible in a nightclub. Experts agree that the North Korean leadership views religion as a threat to its control over the people. Therefore, any discussion of God or religious teachings are seen as potentially destabilizing to the rule of the country. Celebrating holidays. Even if you're not the religious type, odds are that during certain holidays, you throw up a few decorations. Take Christmas as an example. While this winter festivity is based on religion, many families celebrate the season by throwing up a Christmas tree, covering the house in lights, and maybe putting an inflatable snowman or two up in the front yard. In the United States, activities like this won't get you locked up. In fact, they even have competitions to see who can be the most outrageous. As you can imagine, North Korea is a far different story. Real-life Grinch Kim Jong-un took it upon himself to ban Christmas. So any lights, any trees, and any sort of manger scenes will likely end up with you going to jail. Have no fear, however, Kim replaced the Christmas festivities with a new holiday. Instead of good old Saint Nick and Jesus, late December is now the time of year the state allows people to celebrate Kim Jong-suk, the grandmother of the current leader. Conveniently, she just happened to be born on Christmas Eve, so there's no need to reschedule anything. How considerate. Jeans. When it comes time to update your wardrobe, or you just feel like buying some new clothes at the mall, we bet some of your time is spent trying on new jeans. Whether for daily wear or even work, jeans are definitely an important part of Western culture and fashion. You likely don't even think twice about buying and wearing a pair of these rather common pieces of clothing. In fact, the only time there are remotely any legal issues involving jeans is when the fashion police need to be called in because that top does not go with those pants. Anyway, North Korea doesn't have that problem. You see, jeans are just plain illegal in this Asian country. Don't believe us? Just look at all the footage that comes out of there. Yup, everyone's wearing dresses that look like they are from the 40s, worker outfits, or military uniforms. Not a pair of jeans to be seen. This is because jeans are a symbol of America and all its evil. Wear a pair of these imperialist pants into North Korea, and we bet you get thrown in jail and have your jeans confiscated. We bet being in a North Korean jail with no pants is a rather unpleasant experience. Television. Being able to turn on the television and have access to hundreds of channels is something most of us take for granted. Sure, most of the channels are terrible, and we never watch them, but still, having that level of choice is nice. In fact, many providers offer a wide range of foreign channels from French to Portuguese. Nothing illegal about that. If you find the choice overwhelming and hate keeping track of more than a few channels, well then maybe North Korea is for you. It's reported that the state runs just 4 channels, so the option of what you're watching tonight will be pretty simple. Most of the coverage is state-sanctioned news and propaganda, but if you're lucky, you might catch one of the educational segments covering the life of Kim Jong-un or his relatives. If this gets tiresome, don't bother trying to get South Korean television signals or bootleg copies of programs through the black market. These are illegal. Get caught with any programming from outside the country and you'll face fines, demotions, and hard labor as punishment. Okay, time for our North Korean quiz. What famous food enjoyed by Americans on a daily basis did former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il claim to have invented? Think about your answer because incorrect responses will result in some much-needed re-education. Outside communication. We use the internet for news and entertainment, and with smartphones we can even call anyone, anywhere, at pretty much any time. Nothing illegal about that. We think you know where we're going with this one. Given North Korean leaders are desperate to control what information gets in and out of the country, telephones, smartphones, and the internet are kept under incredibly strict control. In fact, there is no real internet in North Korea as no one can log on and enter the World Wide Web. Instead, there is a government-created and controlled intraweb which allows people to access government-approved content. We imagine this means there are no cute YouTube videos of cats and dogs, just endless images of the dear leader visiting military units and watching missile launches. Officials actually tell the people that this is so that citizens in South Korea don't get embarrassed by how awesome North Korea is. Additionally, even if you see something awesome online, you can't call a friend about it because your phone is closely monitored. Sending or receiving a call across the border is a serious crime and likely to end with you in prison after being accused of spying. Can you hear me now? Mourning. Passing away is a natural part of life. Whether family members or celebrities, when someone goes, it can be a sad time. Naturally, we enter a period of mourning, and that can be a bit different for everyone. However, there are no laws or legal obligations that we must stick to during this time. Then there's North Korea. Imagine having people watching you during a period of mourning and judging on whether you are sad enough or not. Apparently, that happens. When a major political figure in the North kicks the bucket, it's usually a pretty major event that is highly choreographed. After the passing of Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, the nation observed a set period of mourning. However, it also saw some strange unofficial laws come into effect. For instance, if you weren't visibly upset enough, there was actually a chance you could get sent to a prison camp. There was also a report that an unofficial drinking ban was passed during the period of mourning. Those who were caught drinking were arrested, imprisoned, or even faced worse fates. Adult content. Whether you're into it or not, there's no denying that adult content is legal in most countries in the Western world. You can buy magazines in convenience stores, there are dedicated video stores for that genre of film, and don't even get us started on the selection of toys. Thanks to 50 Shades of Grey, there's even an ever-growing section of erotic novels. Sure, you aren't going to go walking down the street reading the latest adult magazine or pop in a movie at work, but it's not like you're going to get arrested and sent to a labor camp for looking at most of that stuff. Try any of this in North Korea, however, and you are in big trouble. Anything related to pornography is completely banned and the police will definitely take you away if you're caught with it. Don't believe us? Well, even one of Kim Jong-un's girlfriends wasn't immune to the law in this instance. Accused of making a racy bedroom tape, Kim's ex was made to disappear for quite some time. We're sure it had nothing to do with the fact that she was famous for her hit song, Excellent Horse-Like Lady. You can't make this stuff up. Leaving the country. So you've decided you can't take any more of these ridiculously harsh North Korean laws. Good for you! You've packed your bags, plotted out which country you plan to move to, and are all ready to leave. There's just one massive problem. You aren't allowed to leave. While in countries like the United States, travel within and outside the country is permitted, in North Korea, the state controls all travel. Anyone leaving must gain explicit permission, and that is usually limited to government workers and anyone with ties to official North Korean business. The government doesn't want its regular citizens leaving for two reasons. First, it would be impossible to track the whereabouts and activities of so many people outside of the country. Second, once outside North Korea, the government has no control over what people read, see, or do. Having witnessed North Korean citizens and officials defecting or trying to seek asylum in foreign embassies, the state is pretty much willing to put you in a gulag if it will stop you from trying to leave. Hairstyles. The next time you head out onto the street today, try picking out how many different hairstyles you can see on different people. From shaved heads to shaggy hair to interesting dye jobs, we bet you can't keep track of all the various styles. Want a green mohawk? Not a problem. Sure, it may limit your chances of getting that job, but it isn't illegal. In fact, it would likely cause a civil war if the US government started telling its citizens how they had to wear their hair. Fortunately, employers in North Korea don't have to worry about dealing with any job applicants who are sporting outrageous dues. You see, Kim Jong-un has stipulated that there are 28 allowable haircuts. We're not kidding. There are 18 and 10 state-sanctioned styles for women and men respectively. If you think that sounds limiting, it gets even worse when you know that married women have even less choice, as they are instructed to keep their hair short. Single ladies, however, well, you can go wild by having shoulder-length hair. Interestingly enough, nowhere on the state-sanctioned list do we see Kim Jong-un's hairstyle. Alright, do you have an answer to our quiz? Which famous food enjoyed by Americans on a daily basis did Kim Jong-il claim to have invented? The answer? The hamburger. Yes, the former North Korean leader supposedly came up with the idea, which he dubbed double bread with meat. We think we'll stick with hamburger for now. So that's the end of our video for now. We bet you might just be reconsidering that special spring break trip to Pyongyang now. Well, if you want to learn a little more about the strange country, The Richest definitely has you covered on all things Korea. Just check out some of our other videos. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll keep you linked to our newest releases and help us track your every movement. Just kidding. Bye for now.